Hi there. If you've lost a spouse or know somebody who has, stick around and we're going to answer a question that we get asked a lot of times when that happens. Hi again, Tim the Taxman Thompson, and today we're going to hit a more serious subject that we don't like to get, but it does seem that we get it every year right now. And that is, how do I file taxes once I've lost my spouse? So there's a little confusion out there, and the confusion, like every tax subject, is not unfounded. And that centers around whether or not a person can still file as married filing jointly if their spouse has passed. And obviously that happens without any regard to the tax calendar. And I want to address a couple of the nuances related to the tax calendar too. It doesn't really affect the filing status, but it does affect how do we get the signature on the tax return. Okay, so first off, let's address usually the most pressing question is, can I still file as married filing jointly or married filing separately if my spouse has passed away during the year? And the answer is yes. In the year that the spouse passes, your tax filing status doesn't have to change. If they were eligible to file as married filing jointly, you're still eligible then to file as married filing jointly. There's confusion, as I mentioned, around how long can I file married filing jointly? And that's where the old "it depends" comes into play. If you qualify as a qualifying widower, then you can use that same status for up to 2 filing years. So qualifying widower is strictly defined as whether or not you had a dependent child that you could claim during either of the prior 2 years that the spouse passed. And if so, then you can still qualify or you can still file as a qualifying widower. If you don't have that, then you would only really get just the 1 year of filing, continuing to file either married filing jointly or married filing separate. So that is really it in a nutshell, although there's a lot of other stuff to consider, obviously both from a tax perspective and way more in the non-tax perspective when you've lost a spouse. There's changing the bank information, changing credit cards, getting wills read and executed, and all those sorts of things, and obviously tons of need for emotional support all around. So we're going to provide in our blog post, which will be in the comments section, whether you're looking at this on a video or hearing it on any of the podcasts out there. There will be more information in our blog post that hopefully will give you a decent checklist. It's not intended to be exhaustive, but just some of the things that we try to advise people on when they go through something like this, that you can use as a resource to go check those boxes and make sure you've handled everything. We've also kind of given it a little bit of a timeline that says, hey, deal with this first, deal with these other things in the months following. Most of all, know our hearts go out to you for your losses. And if we can be of any support to you, answer any questions, feel free to reach out to us. As always, if you need a question answered, whether it's related to this or any other subject, feel free to reach out to us at podcast@timthompsoncpa.com. That's PODCAST at timthompsoncpa.com. I didn't even touch and don't want to, for the sake of this particular episode, what to do if there's things to worry about in terms of the estate of the spouse. If it's more than if it's more than $12 million, we've got something more that we need to talk about. But by and large, the biggest question that we get, or more frequent question that we get, let's put it that way, is how much does my filing status change upon the death of my spouse? And hopefully we've answered that for you here. Very short episode. For all intents and purposes, we hope it addresses it fairly easily for you. As always, please like, subscribe, do all the things, as I always say. But do please subscribe to us whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us on a video podcast channel. Audio podcast channel. We'd love to get you following us so that you can be notified when we do release new episodes. We're doing these every week as best we can, even during busy season. By the way, right now it's busy season, and so I'm definitely interested in hearing any feedback so that we can go on our mission of addressing all the quick questions that people have for us out there. So for now, I'm going to sign off. I wish you the best, and we hope to see you soon.